So I see the world when you got the beach. Don't know why I see the world when you got the beach. It's a sweet life. Best song wasn't single. You couldn't turn the radio down until the satellite needed a receiver. Can't seem to turn the signal fully off. Transmitting waves, catching everything that the brain is real. Not sugar free, my TV ain't HD, that's too real. Grapevines, mango, peaches, and limes, sweet life, sweet life, sweet life, yeah, sweet life, sweet life, sweet life, live and die in the life. You've had a landscaper and a housekeeper since you were born. The starlight always kept you warm. But why I see the world when you got the beach? Don't know why I see the world when you got the beach. And the sweet life, boom, boom, doom, 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 boom, boom, doom, 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 boom, boom, doom, 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 boom, 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 doom, 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 boom, boom, doom. Ladies and gentlemen, we brought McTown the Win to the live stream. Hello, McTown the Win.
Well, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Ah,
I'm doing
thank
all
you.
right. I'm
Thanks
on a
for joining
drive.
me.
Yep.
Nice. I got like 12 hours till I have to be up. So we're pretty much on the same wavelength.
Ish, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were talking about something on the phone earlier that I wanted to carry on the conversation with. So go right on ahead.
It's along the lines of like, why don't women choose virgin men?
Or why they aren't, why I don't hear them complaining about how many, like we're all the sexually inexperienced men. Whereas like men, you hear that a lot. Like, why
We
do so many women have a high body count? That kind of thing.
they have a high. I mean, first off, I'm thinking back to. I have to think back to when I lost my virginity, and
Yeah,
that was
same.
when I was that was when I was 21, right? So that's about 13 years ago, right? Or 10,
Mm.
right about that. I lost my virginity out of a female trying to make an ex-boyfriend jealous. That's how I lost my virginity. And the thing is, they first and foremost, they don't want a virgin. It's just that simple. They don't want a virgin, you
Yeah.
know? And their whole goal. I mean, the dynamic is so shifted and so fornicated that their whole goal is to lose their virginity. As much as as much as it is a man's goal to lose their virginity, who was not taught, who was not raised to keep their purity.
Yeah, right.
A man who was not raised to keep his purity, his sole goal is to lose his purity, because purity equals ridicule. And women
True.
have shifted, have been liberated, right? To where they don't have to keep their purity anymore. You
Yeah,
know,
true. True.
that's the things of that's the what you would call it, of liberation.
Yeah, and I guess the liberation too. Yeah, you also got to look at like, yeah, if they're getting pressure to not be pure, then they can't be complaining about the wrong things.
Right.
They
And it's like,
they have to complain about the right things.
right, and I mean the funny thing is they're not even pressured to lose their purity.
What's up,
They're,
Mid Calendar Monk, Pathfinder?
they're not even pressured to lose their virginity, you know?
Yeah, I
That's
would agree.
they just want to lose it. Well, and some of them aren't. I mean, they're not. I mean, some of them just give it up to the wrong people.
Yeah, well, like what you're saying, in a way, they're spoiled for choice, but in another way, they're like
They're
they
exhaust.
aren't they aren't
They
really
are.
they
They
aren't
are
really
exhausting
pressured.
a valuable. They're exhausting their resources. That's what they're doing. Now, take for instance this person I know. I mean, I known her for a long time, and I basically know since she was a kid, and I basically try to pretty much I see her as a sister. She gave up the cookies to a high school dropout, and
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like goes the age old meme that if you're a D1 athlete or a engineering like engineering student, like a prodigy, or if you're architect, it's like no way. But if you work at McDonald's and you sell drugs,
on the
then
side, you're gonna
oh
get
my
it
god,
because
gushing.
they're sick. They're sick individuals, and many of the people they lose their virginity to are broken individuals themselves, are sick individuals themselves. Like,
Right, right. Well, I guess that's kind of like if you wait a decent amount, if you wait till you're at least like in college for your first experience, like what I was telling you is like, or on the phone is like a lot of women who are when they're in college, they don't really care about like how experienced you are. They're just looking to like get it on. They're just looking to like feel something. So
right now,
they're not going to care about your level of sexual experience. But then like I think what you're talking about is like is like a different environment. It's the same environment, but like it's like a different environment.
now, if you're like, let me break this to you. It's also about time and place. You know, it's
Definitely,
also
definitely.
about time and place. In
Yeah,
I mean, I've never been to college, but I understand how it goes, on how it
sure.
works.
Yeah. It's not
Uh,
like exactly. It's not like a common experience that a lot of people
it's
have.
like,
Just my generation, it is.
right, and it's like the thing is like a lot of people lost their virginity before college,
Yeah,
during
sure
high
enough.
school.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, all generations. Uh, a lot
I
of
mean,
generations had earlier sexual stuff, but
and
we
I
kind of
didn't have. I did.
we kind of get pressured as men to like think of think of the marketplace as like not the 50s and stuff, when like they were like women were chaste and they were like super religious. Oh, but are like were very much more conservative. At least that's
Right.
how
They
people
were
view
more reserved.
it.
They were covered a little
So
better.
it's
They
like
were
you
more
know
they
you,
were
you take
I
your coat
believe
off and you throw it over the puddle so that she can walk
I
over.
believe that the women in the 1940s and the 1930s were more attractive than the women in the 19 than today's women.
Yeah, but if you think about it, that's where that came from. Like the 50s, singing in the
Right.
rain. It's like we never thought we
We
didn't
were
even think about
running.
women. We didn't even think about women getting wet at all. We wanted to throw down the jacket to prevent them from getting wet. Now it's wet after.
We were
Now it's bad.
protectors. We would literally give our jackets up
Yeah,
to hide their modesty if a wardrobe failure. We would be the first one to give up our overcoats.
true.
There would be boatloads of men giving up their overcoats to protect
It's
their
like
modesty.
true. It's like after Hurricane Katrina, it's like all these different, and then these like televised these floods and stuff in the media. Now it's just like everything is drenched, everything is wet, everything is just soiled, everything is sullied.
It's destroyed. The farmland has been plowed they've been plowed with they've basically what has happened is there's this big giant freaking rock of sodium chloride and it stayed contained it had a little area where it was contained. The deer could go out and lick the salt lick, and it had a baffle for if it ever rained. But the problem is when it rained but so much, they were relying on the sun to evaporate all the water and just basically have the salt collect and just basically scrape it up, sell it. Now, here's where things go wrong. Now, when it rains but so much and you don't have people collecting the salt, it's going to spill over into the fields. So every generation of rains, more and more farmland is destroyed and rendered useless due to the salt content.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Right.
basically think you're going, and then you get these then these people that are idiots decide, oh, we'll just cover it over with fresh topsoil from one. But that the damage is beginning to be done. The salt is rendering the soil useless, and every time it rains, it's going to continue to plow into the fields, making and more farmland useless. And that's what happened. The 1950s came, the sexual liberation came, and overflowed that catch basin.
Yeah, so it's like a negative feedback loop and a half, because if you think about it, a lot of times you have women. Yeah, women. I guess they don't want to outwardly express the fact that they want some sort of pure experience. So then they're kind of like, it's kind of like, not guilt by association, but what they used to call during
Let me
the
tell you.
the
Let me
time
tell
of
you
the
something.
Nazis.
Yeah.
They used to say like silent consent, or silencing
Let me
silent
tell you something
consent.
about virginity and how traumatized. It's not. In a way it's trauma. The first time is always traumatizing to both men and women.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is
For some
always
reason.
traumatizing, and with that trauma,
That's right.
you don't have that connection anymore. That was you both shared in each other's trauma, where you were able to relate to one another. Where
Yeah, I mean, like
women's
in the
first time
'90s.
actually meant something.
In the
And
'90s, it was I guess because I was listening to that old
it was
table
an
flip.
orgy. It was an orgy.
Yeah, there was like dudes just snatching up women, like just like picking them
It
up,
was an orgy. It was an orgy. It was a complete
just
and utter
grabbing
orgy.
them by the handfuls.
It
And
was an orgy.
now it's the other way around. Now it's switched. Now like women get up into a place and they're just like grabbing on dudes. They're like snatching them
Right.
up, and
And it's
that
like
it
it
doesn't.
was an orgy. It was a complete and utter orgy. You know, that's what it was. It was nothing more, nothing less than an orgy. And it's what it is. And today, now, it's like they're trying to collect men. I mean, and it's only a matter of time before it spreads to the United States, to the Americas. It's going on in India, full swing. But the thing is, like, we know that women are destroyed. I mean, the pair bonding is gone. And I mean, first off, it was usually two virgins who would basically trade their virginity. You know, it was like they used to. That's how what pair bonding was. Like, you both liked each other. You both spent time with each other. You both literally enjoyed each other's company. I mean, look at Forrest Gump.
That's a really bad movie. That is a really
Yeah,
bad in terms
but
of
I mean, I want you to look at it from my aspect. Jenny ran off and lost her freaking mind. Forrest Gump maintained his virginity
Jenny
throughout.
kept the kid.
Yep, but then again, Forrest Gump maintained his virginity through high school, through college scholarships, through the draft, through a freaking Vietnam, through the
Yeah,
draft,
yeah.
through being shot, through all these other things. He maintained his purity. And the thing is, Jenny was a hoe.
There's no black movie like that. Like the closest thing would be Roll Bounce for when Lil Bow Wow wins the lottery ticket, and then what's her name tries to like sperm jack him in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, that's all it is. It's like
Yeah,
every these women have had so many bodies on them that they're broken. They are completely
nothing.
and utterly broken. They have nothing left. You know, if there's a reason why I mean, I know the reason why old time there would be 12 children because understandably so that a lot of children wouldn't survive. You know, and now that the survival rate has went up, now there's not so much of a need for having 12 children. But the thing is, because those 12 children was brought up by the same in the same family structure, they were able to look to watch their children get older and grow up and go their separate ways and enjoy the company and just stay back and then just watch. Occasionally, a child will come back and see how their parents are doing, but that them days are gone. They don't have the pair bonding capabilities. And if I were a virgin still, I I would do after seeing what these women are and just basically getting past that frustration, the anger. I would nothing want nothing to do with them.
Well, the hard part to I guess for everyone to recognize is the that the pair bonding itself, because it pair bonding pretty much um, defines a generation. So it's like if they're not able to pair bond, then that whole generation basically experiences a negative parental. You basically experience. Oh, I guess wind fell out. Oh, all right. But yeah, that's that. If you think about it, that's what they that's what you get every single time you don't have a good family unit is just dysfunctionality. Like for me, I know that there were times in high school where I could have had sex or I could have done something, um, but just I guess luck would have it that I wasn't able to do it at the right time or at the wrong time. Granted. So it really is like it depends on your level of control
Yeah, sorry about
and
that.
in your level of I guess your yeah your level of purity in general. It defines whether or not you're going to like try to get yourself into a situation like that, or if you're going to actually think about something before you do it, which is
Rare.
boys pretty much get labeled as stupid no matter what decision they make. So it's like women can make smart decisions or aren't really allowed to make smart decisions until they're much older. So it's like that's why you have like a lot of this like single motherhood and a lot of this like apologizing for people who make decisions with their body that other people have to pay the price for.
All right.
And then like to capitalize on that, we have the fact that women don't even really want somebody who's pure. They want somebody who's like selling drugs and working at McDonald's. They just want that's basically what they want. And I think you got a lot of people out here, a lot of guys out here who dream about getting married so much that they get scared when they're on a date to ask like these questions that are essential if that's what you're going for. They go with like the PUA option more so because it's easy, it's quicker and easier to like get into a woman's pants. So it's just like no, I need to actually ask these questions about of you because it's pertinent to my and Midtown wind fell out again.
I mean, I got
And
a
so
phone call. People keep calling me, you know.
oh yeah, I really think yeah, you're right, incident. But I really think it's like it's about having some standards, you know, and then
Right.
not even about taking responsibility because, like I said, if you make bad decisions, yes, you have to take responsibility. But if you're not making any bad decisions, then people who are blaming you for stuff, it's just not true. It's just simply not true. But hell, I do not know why I got on that why I got on that topic, anyways. But it's yeah. So that's basically my thoughts on that. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I think that, I mean, you have a lot of insight for someone your age. And it's like, you know, and there, as I said, is like the pair bonding is gone, you know. On top of that, add the fact that you've got abortions.
Yeah, that's the next topic. That seems to be those seem to be the two. I mean,
They
whether or not it's baby
coincide with
mamas
each other.
or yeah, whether it's baby mamas or abortions, those seem to be like the two main topics nowadays. You got casual bachelor
Uh
on it.
huh.
He's been he's been covering it. I wouldn't exactly say it's like a leading topic right now. I think the coronavirus basically takes over on that.
I want you to break this. I want to break this to you. I want you to run your tongue along the inside of your mouth, the side of your jaw.
Okay.
That roughly is the same texture as the cervix.
Yeah. Right.
Now, Now, look at the break. I'm gonna break it to you. I'm gonna break it to you scientifically. From my understanding, when they have layers, that's my hypothesis. They have layers. So when somebody has an abortion, it doesn't take just that one layer to where the child is feeding. It takes the next layers down.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when you have a racing slick on a wet track? What's going to happen?
The car's gonna spin out.
The car's going to spin out. You're not going to have traction. Guess what? Guess what them eggs that happen that drop down every month are.
They're cars on the racetrack.
They are the racing slicks on a racetrack.
Okay.
Now, the layers represent a dry track. As you remove the layers, you get closer to having nothing more than a wet track, racing slicks on a wet track. It does not allow that egg someplace to nest. It doesn't allow that egg someplace to gain traction. It is nothing but scar tissue that is just going to basically shoot that egg all the way out.
Isn't it funny that that's the apparatus for something that temporarily houses your child?
Impressive, ain't it? Impressive, ain't it? That's why over time the uterine walls get thinner. They get thinner over time. As
Mm-hmm.
women age, it gets thinner.
Right.
That's where menopause comes in. You know, it's a shame that I know more about the female anatomy than most women.
Well, I was just gonna say, and then meanwhile, we have like this prolific like organ that basically has enough power to populate like trillions and trillions of babies
Yep,
simultaneously, and that shit
yep.
never really goes away.
And you know the
And
funny thing about it? The woman's white blood cells eat most of them.
and then we also have the tool for delivering it that doesn't like erode away, that doesn't like every single time we
If you take
don't
care of your body,
successfully every single time we don't successfully procreate, it's not like we get less effective at it.
right? The thing
Right.
is like
Like
as long
if
as you
she
take
if
care
she
of your
begins
body.
the process and then it's removed, it's like that pretty much creates like a lasting damage.
Yep.
So it's rough, and it's like it's something that you should definitely think about before you hit the age of sexual maturity, so that your chances of having a child aren't completely diminished by the time you're like 16. Because I mean, to be honest, like women start meeting those good guys right around, I guess, like before college, right before college and college days.
And they
Because that's
fuck it up.
those good guys. Those are those good guys are attractive to for the most part, like feminine, young, fertile women. And then, like, to think that 4 years prior, even you never even had a chance of bearing a child, like that's a harsh reality that I guess a lot of older women have experienced, and they're not even willing to share that knowledge with women. So it's kind of like, who's going to
Because
tell
they're
them?
jealous. It's called
Right.
being jealous.
It's like, who's gonna tell women the right thing to do?
Women are not going to tell them the right thing to do.
Right. So men have
The-
to do it.
and it's like the problem is women are not going to tell them, and they're not going to listen to men.
Exactly.
It's
And
basically
the thing is, men only listen to other men, and that's how you got the PUAs.
like you like said. It's one big gigantic circle jerk. With the exception of Red Pill and MGTOW warning other men, just walk away. Yeah, some of them will listen, some of them won't. But for the most part, we've got a better chance than women on this one because women are not going to listen. Women are not going to tell or
Well,
listen.
you have like Mr. Foreman, right? Like he's taught his daughters how to cook food. Like that's at least like some sort of skill. So if you have children, if you have daughters, you can teach them and teach them well because you're not, as long as you're not prevented to by the mother, you actually
As
can
long as
actually
I'm not prevented by the mother.
and
See,
that's yeah, you're
that's the thing.
exactly right,
That's
exactly
the thing
like
right there.
mm-hmm.
As long as I'm not prevented by the mother. If I'm prevented by the mother, I'm stuck because
You're
the
still
mother,
screwed. Yeah.
mhm, yeah, the mother is going to do everything in her power to make sure that I can't teach the children. I'm not going to say my children. I'm not going to say I'm going to say our children. That's the thing. It's called our children.
Well, yeah, and then you also pretty much have a like the confusing situation we have now where um it's like most if not all parents both parents have to like work in order to sustain in like a full in like a to and function well. So
Now,
it's like and
here's the funny thing. Yeah.
the dad working and not being with the kids is like worse than the woman not working and being there for the kids.
Now, here's the funny thing about this. Funny thing about that. If if I were to have a house and paid for, taxes are up to date, bills are paid, and I decide to go over the road, I just pay the bills over the phone, over the road, over the phone, have everything up to date, right? Because I'm not using utilities and have all this money left over, right? To the point where I'm just collecting interest, you know?
Yeah.
Now, you add that on, you put that onto onto the simple fact is, if I have a house that is paid for, up to date, up to standards, up to code, and I could bring a woman into the house, right? I could literally, if you have a house, it's possible, difficult, what the hell, but possible. You know, it's difficult but possible. It requires undivided understanding and attention to detail. Bills would have to get paid either on time or early.
I just fell out, yeah,
Yeah, bills would have to get paid either
but
on time or early.
so sorry
You
if I
know,
missed anybody in the chat. I think my phone froze, but
yeah. But as I said, bills would have to be paid on time or early. Now, when you pay the bills
still got
early,
it.
you get credit for next month. You would have to always have credit for next month for any type of emergency, or for the next 2 or 3 months for any type of influx, like I said, or for the wintertime. Now, the thing is, it's possible to have the woman stay home and take care of the children, but it's difficult. You know, if I had a day cab job where
Well,
I'm
I
getting
would
paid,
see that's the thing. I would think that here's what I think. I think that if I think it's easier for the woman to work and then take care of the kids because if the kids are in school, then the time where she gets to take care of them is like cooking the hot meals when they're at home or prepping the meals for when they're out. If you guys really want to save money, because schools like basically charge like create like a credit
yeah,
account for their kids. So it's
send
like
a kid out with a lunch. Send a kid out with a lunch. You
and
know,
that's really it. And then like that other time can be spent earning income for the house, which is more important than
you've got
than
Uber, you've got
then
Uber
what the
Eats, you've got
at a certain
Uber.
point it's more important than like the mom spending time with the kids because like any free time like that the dad has he should hope that he can actually like spend it with his kids and
Right.
if the mom's
I
not
mean,
working then he pretty much has to if the mom's not working and or doing a lot of stuff around the house then that a lot of the dad's free time is going to be taken up by doing you know stuff stuff related to like grocery shopping things that he like really
Pick up
doesn't
some
need to be
milk and some or
doing.
some eggs or something that needs like
He could be
let me think.
working. He could be
Let me
working all that time and earning money, and like
right,
if he can't do that, then he's not going to be able to support the family well enough. You
right.
know?
But the thing is like it's let's see the days. I want you to look at the business hours of most of these stores. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
they've shortened it.
Tell it.
Like they've shortened it to where you basically can't come home and get a gallon of milk or a six carton of eggs. But
Mm.
I want you to think about it this way: it's like just a carton of eggs and a gallon of milk alone, it's within itself is just is worth it. It's something like it's like it's
And
one less thing. It's one less
sorry,
thing.
I'm going to mention with Elder Monk. What's his name? Talked about Amazing Lucas. If you heard of him, he's not really like he's in the master. He's a dude. So, but it's like he's not even red pill, and like because he did the Trump debate and like or the Trump Biden debate, he was having a disagreement callers, and a lot of the disagreement callers were like they always are on his channel sometimes about abortion. So it's like this is a common thing right now. And then Tico's channel had those videos about on Facebook, and it's like this one woman said to steal or that a guy should get 1 inch off of his his Johnson for every abortion that he's had. And I'm just like, what in the heck is going on? This is outrageous.
And that's the thing. That's what these women are pushing for. It's
So
sickening. Like what?
it's like you're gonna be either a virgin or a eunuch by
Right.
2020. Like like these generations are just gonna be split into like
Virgins and eunuchs.
the men who have seeded the population but have no no sex drive, and then the men who are like these incel type people who then just like I don't know, either do no fap, so they're just like crazy, like hormone driven, like ultra gamers with like just like so much money because they're not in a relationship. They just have like tons and tons of gamer fuel, and they like can outlast the apocalypse. That's basically what's gonna happen.
Right. It's like you want to enter. You're like say you want to enter for every abortion. You're gonna have to fight for me for my seed. You know, it's gonna be like that. You're gonna have
Exactly.
to fight
You're
me
gonna
for my
fight me
seed.
in between my rounds of like Call of Duty, World War III edition, because
Yeah.
honestly, or Fortnite or something.
You're gonna
And
have to fight me. You know, I will fight. Like I said, I mean, you want my seed. You're gonna have to fight me. You
facts.
know.
Like Nala and Simba from The Lion King. Like they freaking rough and tumbled for like a good 15 minutes and two musical numbers before Simba even took this bit seriously. I mean, like
Right.
seriously, like that's literally how it's gonna work in the future. I agree.
Like
I
I said,
agree.
either you're gonna fight me and win, or you're gonna fight me and lose, and I go my own damn way. I go back to doing my own thing.
Yeah, true
I'm not
story.
gonna I'm not gonna take you seriously unless you win, or we go to a stalemate. I'm not taking you seriously.
True story. No, I'm just laughing because that's true. That is true.
I mean, that's what
And
it is. It's like
it's like men should definitely be more protective over that their purity and their not being a honus, because that's how we get into the situations that we get into now where women think that men do everything wrong because like Tico asked this question during the table flip. He's like, how many of y'all married men have ever had your wife initiate sex? Don't worry, I'll wait.
right.
So it's like there's they only initiate with people that they like find sexually attractive, and if you're gonna marry them, they don't really find you that sexually attractive. They find you like money financially attractive. If that
Right.
makes
And it's like you're going to have to fight me. We're both going to have to get an equal mutual respect. You
yes,
know,
facts.
because that's pretty much what it is. You're gonna fight me, and that's there's no if ands or asses about it. Put up your cat pet. Put up your rug beaters because it's gonna be a long ride for you. Yeah, put up like it's pretty much one of these. Like when they say put up your
Oh, and then
Johnson
another
wax, your
thing, like
tally.
No Sweetheart said, the older men get, the harder they are to please. So it's like if like No Sweetheart is younger than Mr. Forma, and we're both younger than them, and I'm younger than you. So it's like I'm the easiest person to please out of all four of us.
Yep,
So like the women who are like desperate, they're gonna try to go after me because they know they can't get shit from y'all.
they
And
can't get
also that
shit
means
from
that's
me.
why I gotta train more than
And you know what?
that's why I gotta train more than than all you three because I gotta fight them off the most.
And you know what? Because you're young, and because you're young, and they're looking to manipulate you, I'd fight. I'd basically help you. I'd help you fend them off.
Exactly. They're gonna try
As
to
long
pop.
as you're, as long as you're willing to work with me, I'll help you. I'll help you fend them off. You know.
They're gonna try to whap. They're gonna try to throw the whap at me.
Yeah, and I'll say, no, man. Get your old granny ass, or get your granny ass
Yeah,
somewhere
about it.
else.
Exactly.
You may like, let me break this to you. They cock block us. We fight. We fish. We freaking we divert the fucking stream for them. You
Yeah, we
know.
come stream over here on StreamYards.
That's it. They
Let me
cock block. They roost. They close the freaking coop on us. Guess what? We can do the same daggone thing. We can do the same thing.
hashtag
We will
Rooster Block.
freaking yeah. We will literally rooster block. We will literally freaking what you call it? Cat block, cat kennel you. You know?
Cat kennel. Okay.
Yeah,
Hashtag cat kennel.
yeah. We'll cat kennel you. You want to roost? You want to rooster block us? We'll cat kennel you. Nah, 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 nah.
Oh, good luck.
Get your granny looking back. Get your granny behind out of
I'm
here.
gonna pull a Tico right now. I'm gonna pull a Tico right now. Oh, good lord. Good lord. Wow, that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
We gonna goddamn cat kennel these women. These women better go to the vet.
They gotta get their shots. Though I was
Go
thinking
get
about that too back when I was like kind of like red pilling about. Because it was like I was like, man, if I really wanted to mess around with one of these chicks, it would take at least 2 to 3 weeks so I can get like a viral result test back, and then
right.
it's gonna take even longer because just to get like in like a STI or infectious disease check because I literally have to know this at all like to even
At
remotely
all
want to
times.
talk to somebody.
And
Yeah.
you know the funny thing about it is they'll take the old result. They'll take the old results and you know, but with a STD, STD, sexually transmitted disease, not infection, get fornicated. You know, not STI, STD, get fornicated. But the thing is like they'll take the old results and make them see, I'm clean, I'm clean. No, you were clean 2 weeks ago. You know, you were clean 2 weeks ago. You know, you were clean 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, think
Wow.
about it. But it's like I said, they get their friends
Well,
the
yeah, it's
rooster
just like
block.
testing positive, testing negative for the COVID. Is like just because somebody tests negative for it now doesn't mean they just can't walk out the clinic and get it right there. You know?
Right? But the thing is like they've it's basically
Sorry.
what it is like I'm just like I said, you wanna roost, you wanna put the rooster in the kennel? Well, guess what? We'll put the cat in the front. We'll put the cat in the cage. Nah, like we'll tell you to get your granny beaten behind out of here. You know, get your granny beaten behind out of here.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like because like on the table flip, a lot of them, you know, respect to them, word up to them. There's some real dudes over there at the table flip. But like they're all talking about like older women and stuff, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, maybe in my red pill days, I would go for an older woman, but those days are long past, man. I don't want to become another statistic, you know.
Right. It's
So
like
it's
they
like you got
have
to be
the older
careful,
women
and
have
like
nothing to offer you, but freaking but literally experience. They have nothing to offer you, but but how to learn how to fornicate. That's about it. That is about it.
exactly. And if I already got that, then there ain't nothing that they can offer me.
Right. You're just they're just basically your training wheels. That's all it is. Is they're your training wheels. Nothing more. I mean, it's messed up, but guess what? It's fact. It's training. God dang it, training wheels. Like literally, you're on a bicycle.
Duel. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I agree with you. And it's sad, but like I really don't see the value of you know fornicating with older women. Like unless you haven't been in a serious relationship yet. And I think these fem cells are these younger women who like are basically unable to find somebody. They're pretty sad. They're definitely pretty sad. Like, but I wouldn't even recommend somebody to go after one of them. Um, so I mean that's so there's that. Sorry, but that's basically how I feel about it. Like, what do you think? would you
I
ever
mean,
would you ever point a girl in that direction or point a guy in that direction? Sorry, we got off topic because we were
hell
talking
no.
about we
Hell no, I
were
would
talking
never
about
point.
we were talking
Hell
about
no, I
women.
would never point. Yeah, but hell no, I would never point a guy in that direction for their to set them up for their own destruction.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
No, the look at like the older look at my generation. Look the older look at my generation. We're getting ready. Many of us are getting ready to hit 40 and no children.
I noticed that. And it was
Have you noticed that many? But
Like
yeah,
so. He
yeah,
doesn't got no kids.
hell,
I mean,
some of the
how does he?
females are getting ready to hit 40 and no children,
No kids. Exactly.
no kids.
Exactly.
Some of the people my age, like the women and the men. I would never. I mean, I understand the woman of my age with the children. You're 33, you don't have kids. Don't look to me to help you out. Don't look to me. But the thing is, like, you're 33 and you don't have kids yet. Well, that sucks. And you're not gonna spread your tell your knowledge to your younger generation of women. That's your fault. I blame that on you. I blame that on the women. I blame that on women who don't spread all the problems that younger women are facing are getting ready to face very soon. I blame it on the older women for not warning them, for not telling them. I blame it on them.
Yeah, or for raising because there's sexual lust and stuff like that. It does create a hostile environment for children.
It could create a hostile paradigm environment for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like it's one of the reasons why I don't see myself living the 90s. You know,
And then
I
they
don't want to
ask
live.
guys like us. First off, they tell other people about guys like us. Like, how can he live like this? How can
Easy.
he live like this?
It's easy. Look, I want. Okay, ladies. I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a man. I want you to understand fully. I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a man. By being a man, we are inherently evil. We are seen as inherently evil for the stuff that the small majority does. We are inherently evil. So we go through our life already with a label, right? So this is why it's celebrated when men have a high body count, because it's difficult for men to find a single woman. A single woman. It's difficult for a lot of men to find a single woman. But it's easy for you to find multiple men. You look, the difference is you have these options. We have we have smaller options. We don't have the amount of options that women have on dating. Women have the mechanic. Women have the plumber. Women have the electrician, the roofer, the brick pointer. Women have men that have cooked them a meal and laid a pipe. Women also have appliances.
Women have security guards. Women have they have martial artists. They have power
Right.
lifters.
They have power.
They
All
have
these things.
bartenders.
All of these things. They have all of these things. They have blenders to make their drink, to make their little
They have
alcoholic
simps.
drink.
They have online simps.
They have online simps to as a bank to upload a video for their online simps. They get paid for it.
Right.
They've got items that are of abundance in freaking in porn shops. They have to
Oh yeah.
load upon load bukus
That
of
well never runs
things.
dry.
They will never run dry on the options. What do we have? What do we have on options? We have the fat chick. We have the ugly chick, right? Actually, the
Yeah.
desperate fat and ugly chick, right?
We have desperate, fat, and ugly. A combination of the three. We have
Right.
pregnant, homeless, skinny, emaciated. We have
And then we have the freaking we have the the old people. We have the
we have
we
older
have the
people. We have the
people
elderly. Not
north
even
of
older
30.
women, because a
We
lot
have
of older women. Although a lot of older women are still like they're still like trying to find Mr. Right, which is like their biggest issue. It's just like they're still looking for something in a guy,
right,
as opposed to like what we say in MGTOW, like improve your life, improve yourself.
right,
They're still like
and
around here looking at other people, comparing themselves to what
right.
Susie's got down the street, or what a Barbara's got down the road, or what Karen's got down in
Yeah, they
in the
got the
city.
hairstylist. They got the hairstylist. They got the gay person at the gay bar for mental therapy.
The gay guy that gives them a bunch of validation, all the time.
Right. So what do we have? We have a right hand or left hand. That's another option. We have maybe a fleshlight, and we have to pay bukus amounts of money for something that resembles something that we want.
Right.
And you know what? The sad part about it is we don't get very many options on that. You know?
Well, and I think it's because like a man's core needs aren't really taxable, which is like the lack of noise and the lack of conflict. Because both of those other things are what women do really well. They're good at starting conflicts, and they're good at being loud and annoying.
Right. And it's like, what's
and
the point?
so and so like the government
Where is
looks,
there? There's no valid
mhm.
point for this. There's
The
no valid
government just
point.
sits back and looks and is like, which is a better target? The thing that likes to come out of pocket and yell and scream at men and get them to hate their their lives and each other, or is it this guy who just all he really likes is to just be in front of his entertainment center in peace and quiet and just like
They're gonna go after the loud brash target, and women don't see it. Women will never see it, may never see it. Actually, I don't think they will ever see it. I don't think they will
probably
go. I
won't.
will ever live long enough for women to see it. I
Yeah,
don't.
you probably won't. It probably won't be in your lifetime.
My lifetime is. I'm looking forward to the end of my lifetime. You know. I'm looking forward to it. So that I don't have to cringe every time I am forced, literally called down to watch the damn television for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the
Like,
TV does that all the time. Like when Trump got COVID, they basically painted like a caricature of a human being that like never washes their hands, that never
Trump is a
it's like
germaphobe.
it's like a bumbling buffoon. You know,
Trump is a bum. Trump is
they
a
basically said
germaphobe.
yeah, they
Yes,
basically said that Trump got COVID because he's like as clueless as Al Bundy.
no,
Like
Trump is a germaphobe.
yeah, like Al
Trump is
Bundy.
a germaphobe. Trump probably got hand sanitizer in any one of his pockets. In any
Oh
one
yeah,
of his pockets, he's
and a
got
few
hand
pockets of
sanitizer.
toilet. Yeah.
In the limousine, there's probably hand sanitizer. In the White House, in his office, there's probably hand sanitizer. Everywhere he goes, there's probably hand sanitizer. Trump is a germaphobe. There's probably hand sanitizer and Lysol. In the plane, hand sanitizer, Lysol. Do you know that Trump's plane? Did you know that before he became president, he had a lot of precious metals that basically have antiseptic qualities. You know what an antiseptic is? Antibacterial or antiseptic. It has antiseptic qualities. Gold can be used as an antiseptic. Silver can be used as an antiseptic. Brass is a really big one. So when you was like I said, so when you say, these masks safe, no,
Antiseptic.
they don't.
Is
Yeah,
antiseptic different than antibiotic?
yes, it actually antibiotic is basically it kills bacteria, the viruses, right?
Uh,
Antiseptic is basically it helps with wounds. It also kills viruses, but it helps wounds heal.
got it.
The thing is, like I said, every single there's certain metals that are really good antibiotic, antiseptic capabilities. Brass is one of them. That's why when these people say, "Oh, these masks," no, they don't do shit unless you got a charcoal canister or some sort of way to filter it through a silver thread. It also has anti-odor capabilities. Silver has anti-odor capabilities, which in the Marine Corps, I got them socks that had silver weaved through them to prevent which basically help with odor control. So when you tell me that when you like I said, I want everybody to stop watching the news, stop letting the news get them in an uproar,
Well,
and do your own research.
well, yeah. I mean, we kind of went back to the topic. Going back to the topic, it was like you know things that people can do to avoid making just being in unfortunate circumstances. That way, you're not compelled by your instincts by your social instincts to sort of justify the shit, especially not online, because online it reaches a lot of people
Right.
who if they're not informed right, that's going to lead them down the wrong road too. So you kind of got to be cognizant of what you're saying out there, especially if
Right.
it's bullshit. And it's like, if it is bullshit, just keep it to yourself, right? Because we all make mistakes. We all have to do. Like I justify a lot of stuff too, but
I've I've had to learn. I've had to learn how that because I don't show my face, that I have to do things in a different way. You know, I've had to say things in a different way. I have to say things that are older than what I actually am. You know, I've
I
had to
see.
say, yeah, I've had to say things that reach out to an older generation than I actually am. And with that being said, I have to conduct myself in a way where it's not going to bite, and I don't have to open up a lawsuit on somebody for doxing me.
Uh,
That's the thing. That's the thing. I've had to say things that are well beyond my years. I literally have barely any technology in this truck. I have an Xbox 360. I have a television. I have a phone. I have pretty much. I mean, I could get a satellite for my television, but why would I do something like? Why would I do that? What's the reason?
well, yeah, I mean, you got certain people in the manosphere that already basically give commentary on that type of content because they have the means to. But I guess from my standpoint, I try to rock a like a low tech lifestyle too. But but the only time I really like engaged on social media is on YouTube. Now, like the thing is about it is that like I try not to let it distract me, but sometimes it does, and sometimes I have to be honest with myself that I'm distracting myself with it. But it can be very useful.
Right. But the
Like
thing is, like,
like if something's hard to do, like reading, like sitting down and reading something is kind of hard for me to do. But like you could always like turn on some music or try to do something something alongside it that makes it easier. And so it can sound kind of contradictory at first, but the more you get into actually doing the process and then like studying it, the more you actually realize that there's a way to balance it. Um, and that's kind of why I wanted to, or I actually, do you think that the live stream was appropriate because I hadn't really streamed in a while, and I know Wynn's been like been putting videos out like a madman recently. So
yeah,
it's just been yeah, it's been fun to sort of just like process my thoughts and then but I'm back now, so I'll probably be making more stream yards in the future. I'm gonna go ahead and let me check out this info just to make sure I didn't leave out anything. Mm, you like the title? You like what I titled it? I think I'm gonna change the thumbnail to something like a tornado and then somebody else or like somebody chasing the tornado.
that's pretty much what it is. It's like you're gonna be chasing me,
Just gotta keep up. Hold on, one second.
storm chasers. You
Storm
know,
Chasers. Yeah, that might be a new series of you and mine, Storm Chasers. I kind of like that.
or the storm chasing or storm chasers. You know,
Uh-huh.
there's no
Yeah.
reason to like say you're gonna have to catch me, and then you're gonna have to fight me. You know,
Right.
and I guarantee you, you're not gonna win.
Oh, why
Not
isn't this
with it.
showing up?
Huh?
I can't find my video. Well, let me just say Windy. I'm trying to find the video. But continue talking. Continue what you were saying. What you were saying.
But it's like it's gonna turn into things like it's gonna turn into that. It's like hold on, but it's like it's gonna turn into men being abducted.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I say it all the time. Like you gotta have to kidnap me. But I don't really mean it because if the wrong person kidnaps me, I'm still gonna destroy them or like I'm still gonna like damn near like do whatever I can to escape that situation, or I'm gonna like find some nail file and just cut my restrictions loose and get the fuck out of there.
Right.
Go back because to be honest, the fetish of getting kidnapped is fine and all, but I still like gaming more than I like the kidnapping fetish. Honestly,
You're not. You're not.
I'd be like,
You're not good. You're not. It's not happening.
yeah.
I ain't going down without a fight. You're either gonna kill me.
Right.
You're either gonna kill me or chloroform me. That's the only way.
Yeah. True story. True ass story.
And you better have a badge on, and you better and like I said, I want a male. I want a male cop. I want a male cop.
True, because another thing I can't do is, I can't sleep in the bed with somebody I don't think I can sleep in the bed with somebody that just kidnapped me.
I couldn't.
Because I feel like, well, what else are they gonna do? Like, normally when somebody gets kidnapped, they don't keep that person alive, because,
Right.
For fear of it getting out that you kidnapped somebody.
Right.
I don't think you can casually kidnap somebody. You kind of have to be desperate for something that person
right.
needs,
And the thing is, I'm 33 years old. I have not been I have not been kidnapped yet. And it's like I have nothing they want or need. They have nothing I want or need. And they will never have anything that I want or need. To the point where they will never ever have anything that I want or need. Like I said, look here, let me break this to you. There are exceptions that if I make a bet and it goes tits up, I will be a man of my word. But like I said, if you want to kidnap me, I guarantee you're in for one hell of a fight. Now I'm not gonna try to use brute strength. I'm gonna try to dig deep back into the Marine Corps days and use technique.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like you're talking about beating somebody up. It's just trying to avoid your kids getting abducted.
Right. Avoid being kidnapped. Avoid being abducted.
Yeah.
There are multiple
that's what I mean by kidnap. I don't mean they stealing my body. I'm they're trying to take my kids and raise them or get money out of me for them.
Right. Let me break this to you. You can't get money out of a eunuch or dead body.
Ooh, dang, throwing shade.
You can't get money out of a eunuch or a dead body.
Should throwing shade on eunuchs. Man.
Hey, it's what it is. I'm gonna say what it is. You can't get money out of a eunuch or a dead body.
Dang, I mean, yeah, that's kind of because you got that one, you got the guy in Game of Thrones who's a eunuch.
You look at. Let me break this to you.
Lord Varys or whatever.
Let me say something here. I guarantee you, if they want, you will find out what they want when you have a knife. When you literally you yourself put a knife to your balls.
What? Wait, what? How are we gonna talk about this? Knife on the balls?
Look here. Let me break this to you. I'm probably that crazy, If it looks like I'm gonna go down.
No, wait. You're not crazy. I'm just trying to figure out how.
I'm sorry. I kind of started it. It's like say you can't get a eunuch or a dead body. And I will literally and what one thing is either I'm gonna be dead or I'm gonna be a eunuch. One or the other.
Yeah, I doubt that there's that many people in the population that want to do that. That want to actually, cut off your Johnson. But I mean, they get amplified.
if it's
They get
self-preservation,
amplified. They get amplified by platforms like Twitter and Facebook, where you think like every single girl wants to just like cut off your Johnson or something. So
look here. If it
it's
comes to
not
a
a
choice, if
majority
I
of
got a
people.
lot of money, I will make them. I will give them the decision. Leave me the fuck alone. You got to out crazy the crazy. You know, you could always put the motherfuckers on ice.
True. Just leave them. That's what I always advocate. Or if something's not going your way, like over text, just
No, no, no,
abandon
no.
it. Just leave that
The
alone.
thing,
Just delete the number. Delete the number from your.
it's not about going over text. It's about defending myself, defending my freedom. You know,
Exactly. I mean, like
it's
people.
about defending my
I think
freedom.
there's kind of like a flawed, flaccid adventurism with a lot of different things. Like, and it connects in with the military too. But like, dating is like supposed to be this. It's all about the journey, and that's what gets women like in traction or beat up is because they think like, oh, when I first met him, he started out so you know violent, but I know I can change him. This kind of thing, you know. So it's just like that. That's kind of like what happens all the time. And then you have the guy on the outset who's basically saying like, I messed up. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have gone that far. When the woman was the one who literally drove him to do that because
Right,
of her. Because she just didn't know, but didn't know not to mess with somebody who's that crazy. So it's just like what?
right. It's like they try to change, make it so that you think that you're at fault, and I've experienced that before. And I will tell you that much. I will tell you this much. It hurt. I mean, it was the most painful fucking years of my life. It was the most painful. Fuck. It was the most painful 5, 6 years of my life. You know, it was the most painful 5, 6 years of my life. You know, it's like, especially when you're told what as a Marine, you're told one thing is the core values is honor, courage, and commitment. And when you're told, I mean, when you're a blue-pilled Marine and called a liar, you take every fiber in your being to make it right.
Yeah, like when what's his name? See, when they called Sifu a liar on Money AD stream, he flipped
Oh,
out.
yeah, he flipped out. I don't care if you call me a liar. I don't give a fuck because you have no if you especially if you have no proof that I'm lying. Your opinion is irrelevant. Your opinion is irrelevant because you have no proof to back up your claim. You have no proof to back up your claim, or you didn't pay attention to hypothesis. You
I feel
know,
like you're more vulnerable when it comes to other people bluffing, but I don't know. I guess you know how to or like when it comes to other people, when people around you get called being a liar, you're much more likely to, like jump in for them. Whereas like if somebody calls you a liar, you're like it's whatever. I don't really care. It is what it is.
you don't got the fucking proof to back up on your fucking claim. Get fucked. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I am defensive, highly defensive, especially if it's something that I actually give a damn about. You know. And it's like I'm incredibly defensive, and I've had to, like I said, I'm. One thing is like I don't talk about people's parents. You know,
Yeah, as
because
well as you shouldn't. But I mean, like I see the thing is I have though, and I will like if something makes sense to me, based on what the person's telling me. Like for example, this one guy was telling me how he stays over at his girl's house, and his girlfriend is upset at him because he never intervenes in any of the problems that are going on in her household. And one of the problems is that she gets spoiled. She gets like very much spoiled by her parents, and so she doesn't even realize it's a problem. But the fact that like he doesn't say anything is subconsciously it makes her upset. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what's he supposed to say? I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't the one that spoiled her damn rotten. You know?
Exactly. But I mean, like, if your choice is to be with somebody who's spoiled rotten, you gotta like, I think you gotta look and reflect on yourself and be like, what about this person do I actually enjoy? Because nobody really likes spoiled people, as a general rule.
Right.
Only people who like spoiled people are other spoiled people, because it makes them look less culpable for their lack of responsibility.
Right. It's like for me, it's along the lines of it's just crazy, you know.
Well, I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't take that child and put him back inside of it, like the mom or the dad for that matter. So it's like, I think that's why I think walking away is the best option, because it's like there's a lot of people have situations like this, and instead of fixing it, like the one smart thing you could do is just, you know, choose not to participate in the whole thing in general, you know.
Wow. I'm looking at these statistics at something like I'm trying to see if it's already starting in America. Groom kidnapping.
Groom kidnapping?
Yeah.
No.
It's not happening in America yet. It probably won't happen in my lifetime, you know.
The heck?
Your life.
Yeah, it probably happened to me. Well, the thing is like women are going to have more and more resource, more and more and more and more and more resources. So like I said, not a lot of women are like kidnappers or something, or like assault and battery, or you know, hostage. They're not. They don't really do that whole thing. But the more, you know, mega simps and golden simps and online simps and stuff that they attract around them, the more likely that's probably a possibility that you're gonna. It's not gonna be just you versus her. It's gonna be you versus her army, like Daenerys Targaryen.
I ain't going down without a fight. Like I ain't going down without a fight. And like yes, I know she's gonna use her simps. Let me break this to you. There's two ways to fight. There's a fist fight, and there's a battle of fists, battle of the words, and a battle of the minds. You might be able to reason with some of the simps, you know, with the army of simps. Because if you basically break it down to the reasoning, so you would say something. You would use logic with simps. Look, she's using you to kidnap me. Why
Shut up,
isn't she
shut
going
up,
after one of you?
shut up. Shut up when you're just a lonely incel. You need this.
No,
You're
I don't.
lying if you're saying you don't want to be with her.
Like no. Have you been laid? Have any of you been laid?
Cut it out, Win. You know you'd screw anything. You have no stand.
No. No. You are backing her. Why are you following her? Why are you doing this?
Well, do you know she could get any man, but she
But why
has
did
to
she pick? She
kidnap.
could have picked you. She could
Yeah,
have picked
exactly.
you or you or
You
you.
know she's a strutting and brave
Why
queen,
does she?
which
Why
is
does
why
she
she
want
kidnapped
me?
a guy.
Why does she want me? Come on, tell me. Why does she want me? Why didn't she pick you? Why didn't she pick you?
I'm not good enough for her.
Me, well, I'm not good enough for her. What makes you think I'm good enough for her?
Well, you're shut up, fag. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, 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 no. What makes you think I'm good enough for her? You know, if you're not good enough for her, that means I'm not good enough
Why do
for
you keep
her.
being afraid? Why don't you keep being afraid and just
I mean,
respect?
you got pretty big cojones yourself. Why don't you go talk to her? You know,
No,
you
I
go.
bet you just want somebody with a small dick and small kahunas and
Yep,
no
yep, yep,
sexual
yep, yep, yep,
experience.
yep,
I
yep,
bet she
yep.
just
There
wants.
you have it.
She
There you
probably
have it.
wants
There
your.
you
She
have it.
probably
Yep.
wants your virgin ass.
Okay. Yep, yep, yep. Go ahead. Keep going. Yes. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more about myself.
You know what? Whatever, Win. Whatever, Win. You don't know. What do you know? I'm about to end
Tell me
this
more
live.
about myself. I
I'm
can speak
about
like this. That's pretty much what the conversation will be like. Look, tell me more about myself. Tell me more about myself that you think you know.
to-
Why don't you
or
like say?
maybe
Why
end
don't?
this live stream.
Yeah, I'm like it's like you have more leeway. You know her more than I know her. You know, it's just that
Well,
simple.
it's not about that's the thing with the sexual history nowadays. It's not necessarily that um it's not necessarily that women are trying to find a person that knows them because they act like everybody else. The problem is that uh how little that other people know about you is attractive to her. And because of that, you have like a mysterious quality about you. And since you're not paying her no attention because, you're a red pill man, you on your property, you on your grind, you know how you have your chin gone, you know where that's spam. Then all of a sudden she's thinking to herself, there's got to be some reason why this nigga just doesn't think I'm the shit. Why does this nigga not think I'm the shit? And it's obviously because we've taken the red pill and we've gone through a spiritual awakening. And we know that the real issue is the government and the psyops and all the freaking indoctrination that happens in the colleges and stuff, and that's why her ass is unable to find a man, and why and all the older women aren't really saying shit because they're pretty much just trying to look out for themselves and find them a good catch, and then just like perpetuate the process. So
Right.
it's like there's no way that these girls are gonna be not mad,
But I'm like
and
said, but I'm gonna try to deflect it, and I'm gonna try to deflect it. I'm gonna try to fight. I'm not faster than any of them fuckers. Them fuckers are young and fucking fast. But shit, my body's hurts like hell. That's from being in the military. Maybe I should
mm,
say one of these days. My dream is to see a chiropractor so I can feel at least 5, maybe 10 years younger. So maybe I'll be able to run away from them. You know. I mean, you don't have to be a trained parkour. All you got to do is just know how to use your terrain advantage.
yeah, true.
And no,
Yeah, it's
I'm
all
not
about
allergic.
environment. It's all about
Yeah,
knowing your environment. Like
yeah,
if there's a table between you and her, that's great. If there's a door between you and her, that's even better.
right.
If there's,
If there's a wall between you and her, oh
that's
yes.
amazing. It's great.
Yeah, but it's like for me, it's like I mean, there's words, wars of mind, and war of fist. You got to know you. I mean, for me, it's like it goes from think, talk, then fight. You know, analyze the situation, try to talk your way out of it. Now I'm only gonna get one person, maybe two. I might get lucky and get a third one if I get a couple, maybe one hit or quitters. But the fourth and the fifth are gonna take me down because the fourth and the fifth are gonna get wise.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like the more guys that know about her, the more everybody's gonna throw around those words that are now like sexual assault or sexual harassment every time she walks around or her name gets mentioned. Because that's just what guys do. Guys throw around words,
And I
and so
just
the more you're,
right,
we just say things that come out of that come from our head. We don't really have a filter. So and then a lot of the words that come out of our mouth, like every other word, is like slut this, hoe that, bitch this, fuck that, shit that. So
yeah,
if you make yourself known to a lot of guys, then just know that you're probably going to be called, you're probably going to be called a slut, a hoe,
right.
you know. And so
But
that's
it's
it. And
like,
then they don't want to deal with those consequences, and then they want to post on social media like
mm-hmm.
they're completely no, not even that, like they're completely reinvented, or like that they have all the answers, and that all their friends are the ones that have the problems. And
You
that's how
know,
and then they get, and then all of a sudden they move to a different state and reinvent themselves, and then they're like, these people that know Sweetheart are talking about, where they were a hoe in Chicago, then they moved to Texas, and they married, and they became a virgin, and they married them. It's like they
but for me,
married
it's
them
like,
a good
for the
guy.
most part, what would shock most of these, would shock a lot of women, especially if the women are one of these, the one who are well known and have simps literally kowtowing to them. Somebody who doesn't give a fuck, you know. They go to a
Hmm.
comic con. They go to a comic con, and the person doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't even walk past the table, and their table's right dead smack center. Goes to the table next to them. They talk with the talk with one of their favorite childhood actors or the childhood wrestler, and completely bypasses her table. Don't even look in her direction.
Hmm. Yeah, nonchalance.
Right. Or goes to like some other actresses and not her table, and just completely leaves her in the dust and goes on moves on. That's the one person that would get noticed.
True, true. Yep.
Like I said, I would talk to Lucy Lawless before I talk to some of these other chicks that are online cosplayers.
Mm.
If freaking if Carrie Fisher was still alive, I'd talk to her before I talk to any of these other things. You know?
You talking about Princess Leia?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many other actresses that I would talk to. I would talk to Dolly Parton, Betty White, long before I talk to any of these creatures.
Mm.
Because
I don't know
Betty
that.
White's at least funny. Betty White's funny. Betty White is funny. And Dolly Parton, she has class. She's got music. She's basically, they both have class. Betty White's got a sense of humor. Dolly Parton's got
Well,
has, has,
it seems like they got it all skewed, because like the only people who know class would be older women. So, and they ain't trying to teach it to younger women. So
because
it's like,
they don't want to fucking learn. They
yeah.
never
And
want to sit back and learn.
meanwhile, these girls are accruing a bunch of sexual experience, and they don't know how to portray themselves as a lady.
Right.
They really only know about the they really only know about the whole like slut walk WAP, Cardi
Right.
B, and
And let's say if
Bella
let's say if
Thorne.
Cardi B was and Dolly Parton were in the same convention, I speak with Dolly Parton. Like, why are you? Because she has class, something that you don't know nothing about.
Yeah, and that's what Money AD was saying. He said the maturity of an older woman would be more attractive to him. But I
Right.
mean, just it doesn't mean that you can have. It doesn't mean that he wants to go around banging every classy older girl. It's just like,
It's basically the substance of the conversation.
right. Right.
the substance of the conversation. I will literally defend Dolly Parton before I defend Cardi B. I would defend Betty White before I defended. What's the other one? The other new music slut. What's her name? I
Billie
would defend Dolly.
Eilish.
Yeah, I would defend Betty White before I ever defended Billie Eilish. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I know, man. I get it. I get it. I get you. Wind. I'm gonna go ahead and watch me my episode of The Boys for the night. Got to finish for season or episode 4 or 5 this week, so I'm gonna let
all
you
right,
go.
all right. Hey, I'm gonna say my outro. This is MGTOWN to
We
win.
don't do outros on the Very Yam channel. No, I'm
Oh, come
just
on.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Do
All
your
right.
outro.
This is MGTOWN to win, aka Wendy on brand new tube. Treat yourself. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Treat yourself like milk. Do nothing but spoil yourself. And what you call it? And when you see this live stream, let that shit swirl around in your head like a fine glass of wine. This is MGTOWN to win signing off.
All right. This is Baron Yam. Take care, everybody. Make sure you, if you see the red pill peddler around, make sure you say what's up to him, ask him what's up, and try to say something intelligent, or else he's probably going to ignore you. But that's going to be it for this stream. If you like it, put your thoughts and comments in the box below. And this has been a great one. And what's up to MGTOW Elder Monk and all those other people that were lurking in the background. But you guys have a good night. Hope you had a good weekend, and have a good rest of your week. All right, guys. Bye now.